What's up guys, this is Taro, and these are the biggest mistakes players make in PUBG, and I'm going to show you how to fix them. So I'm going to talk about mistakes that people make from like competitive level to beginners. And the first mistake that I want to talk about that a lot of people make even at the pro level still is over peeking too much while you're in gunfights. You want to make sure that you're peeking as efficiently as possible and as little of your body as you can, because if you're peeking too much, you're just going to get like full sprayed. And people now in PUBG are, since the game has been out for a while, are very good at controlling. So if you're like peeking full body like this, they have so much of you to shoot at. Whereas if you're peeking like really tight angles like this, a little lean peek out the side is going to be, much safer than running out in the open here and like peeking like this. So it's really important to use lean as much as possible. Like lean will give you more angles, because even just standing here or here is going to be less. So like if you're standing straight, you're going to be exposing more than if you're leaning, left or right. You can see how much more the rock covers you. And that's super important to lean as much as you can, because a lot of newer players, they'll just like run up and like just stand straight like this and expose a lot. But like at a higher level, you'll see people come and do like a little lean jiggle peeks and hide as much of their body as they can while still getting out all that damage. Another little like tip that some people don't know about leaning: if you're leaning right, you're gonna expose less of your body than if you're leaning left. It exposes more of your body than if you're peeking on the right side. So you can keep that in mind. It's not like huge, but it's definitely a little thing, like especially in windows. If you're peeking out of the left side of the window, you're gonna show more of your body than the right. And I'll show you here in a building, better ways to peek. So when you're at a compound, it's even more important, I would say, to not over peek, because in PUBG, everyone wants like really good compounds because it gives you the most safety. So if you're over peeking and you get knocked, then that's gonna set up your enemies to crash you or wanna like push you in the building. So you wanna like make sure your peeks are really tight to the corners and like not just coming out like this and full body peeking in the window. You got to make sure you're really close on these angles, jiggle peeking as well, like just leaning back and forth and making sure that you're staying as safe as possible. Even here, like you can just jiggle peek up and down in these windows. You never want to just be standing still looking out a window like this, full body exposed and like just looking around, because you never know when you have like that 8x K9 sniper looking at you and you just get picked off. Like you don't want to be in positions like this where you're exposed from that angle, this angle, this angle. Like it's important to keep safe, stay like as hidden as possible, and peek as well as you can, because this is a big mistake people make, is just running in the open windows and standing still even as well. Like you always got to be moving, jiggling, and keeping your angles tight. Next big mistake that a lot of people make, especially newer teams and newer players, is just parking your vehicle like anywhere. So when you're at a compound, just holding it down, like say you're in the circle and you're just holding down the compound, you want to make sure that your vehicle is not parked like this. So if you park your vehicle here, you basically have all your tires exposed to this whole mountain up top, which they'll pop for sure. And also this hill over here, these hills, you're gonna lose all your tires. So You want to make sure, especially in these flat top compounds, you park your vehicles inside all the time. Like, it's actually one of the biggest priorities when you first get to a compound is parking your vehicle inside and get it all the way in this corner. And this way you have it safe from all the angles. The mountain can't shoot it, and you're gonna keep your tires safe, because honestly in PUBG, like, vehicles are extremely important. You always gotta have your vehicle ready to go. When the circle pops, you gotta quickly get into zone. And if you don't have a vehicle and like you're in the blue or something like I am, then you're just gonna fall more and more behind, because the circle is gonna pop, and then if it goes all the way, say like far east, you're not gonna have any rotate available. So that's what a lot of newer players do, like, and even I've done that in the past, and that's something that I've learned to always remember is once I get in a compound and once I get safe, you park your vehicle like properly every time. And same with your teammates, like you got to make sure your teammates are doing that, communicate, remind them, and tell them that it's important they park it in and get it safe right away. Like, a lot of people, they'll want to like, the mistake they'll make is they'll crash a compound and then instantly just start like shooting and like trying to get kills and focusing on things that aren't really that important at the time. If you're coming up to this and like, say this compound's like clear and you just like throw your vehicle away, like, you don't want to just start shooting stuff. And like, if you see a guy here, you don't want to just do this, because your tires are going to get popped. You got to make sure that once you know your compound's clear, you get your vehicle safe. Always, like, one of the first things that I would say you should do when you get in a compound is get your vehicle safe and yeah, keep your tires. The third mistake that people make is putting yourself in positions where you don't have like rotate paths or that you can get stuck on. Like, our team, we like to say, like, putting yourself on an island. Like, you want to be in positions where you have rotate paths available, whether it's on foot or driving. And this kind of ties in with like keeping your vehicle safe is you got to make sure that you're in positions where you can keep your vehicle safe and be able to drive from. So this spot that I'm bringing you to is basically neither, because you can't keep your vehicle safe and then you're in the wide open. So like, even if you do start driving, you're gonna get shot from so many different people as you're trying to get away. And this is a place where this is like a last resort kind of building. You don't want to like take this first circle or anything like that. Like, you want to make sure that you're not taking buildings like this often. So this is what we would say is like an island compound, because you're in like the middle of all these fields. It's wide open all around. And if you come to this compound here, like, this compound across can see you, and also this whole hill, like anyone playing up on this hill can see you, and anyone playing like over there can see you on that hill. So if you come here and you just like throw your vehicle, like, there's nowhere to park your vehicle safe here. So like, you just have to park it somewhere at this building, and every direction can see your vehicle. Up there can see it, there can see it, and if you park it at the front, obviously this compound can see it. So this is like putting yourself on an island, and you're likely to lose your vehicle, and you can't really get out of here. Even if you have your vehicle safe, like, it's super dangerous getting into this vehicle here, because you don't know who's looking at you, and like, you're in the wide open. So if you start driving and then someone hears you or sees you, you're gonna be in the wide open fields, like, just getting shot at, and you might get blown up in your vehicle from this compound gonna be spraying you, the hill's gonna be spraying you. And it's just like, spots like that are just really bad, that some people, they go to those very often. So yeah, it's important to get in compounds such as like this one over here is a very good compound, because you can keep your vehicle safe and you can have really good rotates. You got much more cover, and you can park your vehicle in between these houses here. And then it's much more covered. Like, this hill up there can't see it, and this hill can, but you could also, like, it's got a little bit of cover on the tires from this rock wall. So, and you could also like cover this hill while you're playing the compound. But this hill's great because this compound's great because it connects you to these terrain pieces where you can play on foot. And so even if you don't have a vehicle, you're at least setting yourself up to be able to run and play on foot in these terrain pieces here, and then work through the zone. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned something new, and I'll see you in the next video.